So I've got 8 tips and a bonus tip to share with you today, so hang around to the end for that. But Crafty Critter are offering a 20% off for this release, so I'll put that discount code in the description below. But if you miss that, then I've also got a 5% off discount code that you can use at any time. I've got some seriously wonderful news to share with you today. Crafty Critter are releasing their own line of hot foils, and there's going to be 20 colours. Now, they did send me some samples to test out, and I've had amazing results with these. And they also sent me some of their cardstock, which they will be selling too. It's very affordable, and it works well with both toner and hot foiling. And this is a 250 GSM, so it's a really nice solid white cardstock, and I'm getting just the most beautiful results with my foiling. All right, so I thought it'd be fun to play with these foils and share my thoughts with you today. I like to use a rotary cutter to cut my foil. I find it much easier than using scissors. When you apply the hot foil, it's different to toner foil. You need to actually have the pretty side of the foil touching the pretty side of the hot foil plate. For me, I have a Gemini foil press, so I can adjust the temperatures and the timing that I need for my sandwich, because every hot foil is different, every brand is different, and the cardstocks can be affected as well. So if you're not sure, rather than waste a whole piece, you can always do a little test piece to make sure that you're going to be happy with your result. So I'm using 20 seconds on the medium heat and no shim. Another thing I like to do is allow time for the foil to cool down before removing the release sheet. So for that background, I was using the diagonal stripes from Pink Fresh Studio because it's a nice solid hot foil image. But this time I've got a couple of sentiments from the Waffle Flower Crafts. They're from the Hey There foil plate set, and I love these because they actually have some coordinating dies. And hold tight because I'm going to show you how I use my negative or waste pieces here. So we don't want to waste anything in foiling. One thing I've noticed with some of the foil plates is that they are quite thick and can cut the cardstock a little bit, so be careful when you're using the shims. And even though that did press into my top plate, you might notice here that it hasn't actually affected the foiling at all. It's probably just given me a little bit more of a letterpress look, which I don't mind at all. And I do like to use the pickup tool so I don't have to touch the hot foil plate with my fingers. I have very sensitive fingers, probably from washing them all the time at work. Now this is the big reveal. How beautiful is this pink foil? And it just foiled perfectly on the cardstock from Crafty Critter. I'm loving their new foils. I love their toner foils too, but I'm loving their new hot foils and the way that this looks. The key for using your negative images is to have a solid hot foil plate. There are a few out there. You need to have the same sandwich though, so you actually need to have the pretty side facing the pretty side. It feels a bit weird at first, so basically you put the pretty side of the foil down onto the solid hot foil plate. For me, I found the best timing for my sandwich in the foil press was 30 seconds on the highest temperature and 1 shim. And now that this panel's cooled down, I can remove the release sheet, and look at that, I'm so happy. There is no wasted foil here at all. It's taken both portions of the diagonal stripes, so my original piece and the negative portion. By using that hot foil plate, I was able to have 0 waste of foil. And I can get 2 cards now for the price of 1. The same thing with the sentiment. I did allow this to cool down as well, but I need to work out a better way to remove the release paper here. If someone can help me out, that would be great. Maybe I should have tried a knife. But I did actually eventually get the release. I could have just cut it with the dies and then I'm sure it would have just come off. But I persisted. And look at that. Same thing again. No waste at all. When I did run these dies through the die cutting machine, I wasn't thinking very clearly, and I actually put the tape for the dies over top of the foil, and in retrospect I wouldn't do that again because it did actually remove a little piece of the foil. But one great thing with these leftover foil pieces is that you can actually use them as forward cardstock and just simply die cut or punch out shapes. There really can be minimal waste because you have the hot foil plate. You can use all of the foil. I wanted to share what another colour of foil looks like, and this is the bright silver. And I have a skinny stripe background from Spellbinders, and I'm just doing the same sandwich that I did earlier. One thing that you can do if you do not have a solid hot foil plate is actually try the same technique, but flip one of these larger dies over and heat that die up like it's a hot foil plate. You will need to play with your sandwich perhaps and just find out what's going to work for you. Shaped dies can be done in exactly the same way to create a different shape on your projects as well. For this card, I actually added a couple of sentiments from the Fancy Script Words set, and I really love how this turned out. And that silver is just so glamorous. Now for my bonus tip, I have a card here that I've made using some toner sheets. Now these typically will be used with toner foil, and Crafty Critter have coloured toner sheets. They're not just black. Often you just buy black toner sheets. But I have some, like a leftover negative piece, and this is the diamond, and it's done in a holographic gold colour. Now I'm not sure what this colour ended up being called, but you'll be able to search through the Crafty Critter site. I'll have the link down below and find out what the name of it became. They did have a competition to name this particular foil, and I thought the holographic gold would look amazing on the dark blue toner sheet. And this is actually, you can buy combination packs, so you can get 4 different colors in one pack, and this pack was called Rich Multi. And the bright colors, I love the pinks and the bright like lime green color too. They just make me happy. But look how that turned out. I did not know that you could hot foil on toner sheets. So thank you very much, Crafty Critter, for your colored toner sheets, for your amazing new hot foils, and also for your fabulous toner foils that I just love too. And thank you for joining me here today. If you got some tips out of this video, I'd appreciate it if you give me a little thumbs up. And if you haven't already, it'd be great if you could subscribe to the channel. I appreciate every visit that you make here. And don't forget to use that discount code link below to save some money. Here's some more foiling videos for you to enjoy.